Hey yo, what's up everybody, it's your boy Dice, aka Dice, and I am back with a brand new banger of a video. So without further ado, y'all know what time it is, so check it, let's get it, let's go, peep it. Today's vid is one I have been waiting to make, one I envisioned a very specific way and wanted to bring to life according to my vision. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video, let's get it, check it out. Skar King, King Skar, Skar, the ruler of the Hollow Earth, and the remaining Titanis Kong versus Clover, the Cloverfield monster. Let's check it out. Boom, a brand new versus video. Let's go. Skar King is an ape titan, what's known as a great ape, one of the Titanis Kong or some sort of group or subspecies related to them. He is the only orangutan-looking, grown full adult Titanis Kong or ape titan. It is said that Zuko, who is also like an orangutan, is the offspring of Skar King. We see that most Kongs are very much so gorilla-like in nature. Skar King rules over the Hollow Earth, leading an army of Titanis Kong, sentient simian titans. He has been the leader and tyrant king for many, many years upon years. The thing is, he is the leader because he is the most ruthless and barbaric of them. In a society of powerful, aggressive, dominant territorial beasts, the Skar King rules over the rest as the supreme ape. The Titanis Kong can be understood as humanoid beings similar to cavemen. These prehistoric-like ancient beings are actually very intelligent, being able to create primitive and somewhat complex tools out of stone and bone, things of that nature. They have ways of communicating through grunts and groans, as well as some sorts of hand gestures. Kong was even able, of course, to learn sign language. And then you got Skar King, who can communicate with his entire tribe, controlling them with fear the same way that he controls Shimo with pain. Only he uses the Hollow Earth Crystal to influence Shimo, the Ice Titan, to do his will. Skar King is somewhat less powerful but more agile and fast than Kong, while also being extremely physically powerful for being out of his prime. Now Clover is of course another lean, spindly titan, but one who has much longer arms with a further reach, one who has sharp claws and teeth, an alien-like being, almost extraterrestrial in nature, of unknown origins that actually came from the bottom of the ocean. It could have fell into the ocean through means of meteorites of some sort, or it could be a creature native to Earth itself that is very ancient, very huge and colossal, very, very interesting. Now, the adult Cloverfield monster can reach heights that are unknown, being up in the clouds, but the original Clover was around 300 feet, around the size of Skar King, who stands at 318 feet. The Cloverfield monster does not move as fast as Skar King, but it is a tank, a unit. It is very durable with its thick, durable amphibian hide that can survive tank blasts, explosions, direct missile hits. The fully grown Clover is able to reach above the clouds with its head peeking above into the atmosphere, whereas the original was around 300 some feet tall and able to actually physically tear the head of the Statue of Liberty off and whale it, chucking it into the city, as you will see here in a moment. The thing is, the Cloverfield monster is of course an amphibian creature, one from the ocean, who comes to the surface separated from its mother, terrified, and takes its wrath out on humanity for attacking it. Fight, let's go. The Cloverfield monster makes its way through the city as it breaks down and completely crushes skyscrapers beneath its huge limbs, slamming its appendages straight overhead into skyscrapers, toppling them, rampaging against humanity as they shoot missiles at his back and sides. The Cloverfield monster casually moves through the city, toppling big buildings, as then Skar King comes directly at him, straight through the city, leaping through the air, coming down at him. The Cloverfield monster swings his right appendage, his arm, straight at Skar King, knocking him out of the air, midair, slapping the shit out of him. Skar King plants his feet firmly into the concrete, cracking it beneath him, breaking it below, as then he leaps back through the air, causing a little explosion of rubble to form beneath his feet as he pushes himself hard and fast through the air directly at the Cloverfield monster slamming his feet into his chest, kicking him back as he causes the Cloverfield monster to slam flat on his back against the Earth's surface. He pounces onto his chest and begins viciously and savagely choking him with the whip slash, as then he's thrown to the ground. Clover kicks him back as he slides across the ground. His Titanis Kong army wants to step in, but Skar King signals for them to back off. They cheer him on, as then the Cloverfield monster begins charging towards him, challenging him, as then Skar King stares down the Cloverfield monster ready for impact, as the Cloverfield monster is going to slam into him with all of its weight and all of its might, and Skar King plants himself firmly on the ground, standing 10 toes down, not backing down from the fight. The Cloverfield monster proceeds to swing right for Skar King's head with a decapitating blow, but Skar King ducks and dodges as he then grabs his whip slash and he uses it to wrap around the limb, the right appendage of the Cloverfield monster, smiling, laughing at him, chuckling as he pulls the limb out from beneath, causing the Cloverfield monster to be yanked towards him, slamming face down into the ground, sliding through buildings. The adolescent, less experienced Clover then gets kicked in his face, causing his body to fly back as he's then pulled back again, as the whip slash is still very much so attached to his arm, wrapped around it. Clover cocks back his arm and rams his palm of his hand directly into the face of Skar King, pushing him back through the air, causing him to fly back, as he then slams through a skyscraper and then another and another, as he slides back, toppling over, slamming into the ground. The Cloverfield monster runs over to him and stomps down on his chest with his huge flat feet, stomping him to the ground as he stomps him once more and then stomps his head in, as then Skar King unwraps the whip slash from his limb and then uses it to wrap around his waist, as he then yanks on him, pulling him down towards him as he grips him up by the throat and then socks him straight in the face. After squeezing onto his throat, he punches him, throwing a mean right hook, then a straight right jab, as he viciously, savagely begins socking Cloverfield in the face, as Cloverfield then slashes across his chest and slashes with the other hand, leaving 2 intersecting rows of 3 slashes across his chest. Clover then kicks back Skar King, as Skar King then gets up on his feet, as he whips the whip slash, slashing across Cloverfield's chest fairly deeply, causing it to bleed, as then the Cloverfield monster kicks him smack dab in the center of his chest, causing him to stumble back and fly back, as then Skar King wraps his leg with the whip slash, yanking him to the ground, causing him to be pulled straight to the ground, off of his balance, down to the earth, as then he goes over to the Cloverfield monster, who grips him up by the throat and throws him back straight through the air, causing him to slam straight into the middle of a skyscraper, causing it to break apart as he flies through it. As the rubble goes everywhere, he slams down to the ground, sliding through many, many foundations of many buildings. The Cloverfield monster slashes Skar King across the face, taking out one of his eyes, as then he grabs his whip slash, slamming it into the ground, as he then whips it overhead, straight at Cloverfield, wrapping it around his neck, causing it to tighten around his throat as he pulls him to the ground, yanking on him, squeezing his throat, constricting his airway. He then brutally stomps his feet down onto his shoulders as he yanks straight up, pulling the whip slash, effectively breaking and completely shattering the neck, the spinal column of the Cloverfield monster. Winner, Skar King. It's been your boy Dice, and I'm outie. Peace.